and welcome to 18B of 123 Podcast. This is the Royal Rumble results, thoughts, and overview of the pay-per-view. We've got Mike, we've got me, and we've apparently got Roman Reigns style.
Roman Reigns styles, that's it. AJ
Reigns.
Reigns. There you go.
And this pay-per-view.
I'm just looking at Mike's face. I'm sorry.
Okay, a little backstory on his face. It's 5 in the morning, and Mike's like, I swear to God, I'm never recording with you guys ever again. I'm never going to stay up this late to do this with you guys ever again. That was Mike for the past hour. Anyway, guys, we had an interesting pay-per-view. We had 6 matches. One was a dark match, or a pre-show match, because it wasn't dark. You could see it on the pre-show, technically. And then the rest of it was all title matches. Every match, a belt was on the line. The tag, the Divas, the World, which was the Rumble, the Intercontinental, and the United States Championship.
Yep.
Now, we made predictions, Brant and I. I would like to feel like I was 3 out of 5, or 3 out of 6.
I was 2 out of 6, so you had to do better.
4 out of 6.
Yeah.
So, the 2 that I got wrong, I was actually typing to Alan while the pay-per-view was going on because he was watching it and we were talking back and forth about it. The 2 I got wrong, I had a feeling I had wrong because of who was wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of who was wrestling.
Yeah.
You always wanna vote for the person you think's gonna win, and of course.
Yeah.
One thing I've got to say before we talk about this, and both of you can agree or disagree with me, I seriously think the WWE writing staff needs a bit of a shake-up. I think that the writing staff really needs to fix. They need either new writers, better writers, or the writers need to severely improve. And with the results of Rumble, with the results of the Rumble part, if they don't go a specific way, which I'll say when we get to the Rumble, they really need to fix the writers then. If they're not going in the direction I hope they're going with the thing.
What thing?
Full spoilers, by the way, everybody. We'll just put that out there right now.
Thank you.
No, what thing?
Shut up, and we'll get to it when we get to what thing, Chris? Why don't you talk about it at the beginning of the show? What do you guys think about the writing staff? Honestly, the way they're formatting the shows and the movement stuff.
I mean, obviously, they it definitely needs some improvement. I agree with you. Overall, I mean, talking all the shows, Raw, SmackDown, the pay-per-views, everything needs something. They need a shot in the arm. But in their defense, they did lose, like we talked about several weeks. They lost a bunch of big players to injuries, so they've had to pull an audible and kind of change plans on the fly. And it could have been done better. It could have been done.
But then again, in such a short time, you're right. It couldn't.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think about the way that?
I don't know.
Without spoiling.
The writing staff, I think, needs to stop making these things predictable. Like, they need to, write things that we, would normally see, and then go, an oh my god moment, I didn't see that coming. Everything that happens, you know it's gonna happen, you see it coming, and I don't know, it's kind of repetitious. Even with Raw and SmackDown, they always do the same pay-per-view matches, and it always goes to the title, whether it's a disqualification or whether it's whatever. It stays in the same hands until the next pay-per-view.
Unless you want to count the past couple of months, because Vince McMahon watches our show, apparently, and likes to screw with us.
Yes. So, I don't know. I think that they need to write better, and even the character changes, is... Thank you.
You're welcome.
And even the characters that they're changing is just not for the better. Even we'll get to that, but
I think I had a thought and it just left me. Wow, what is that noise?
That was the table I just moved.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So I'm getting an airplane landing into the podcast.
Sorry, there's an airplane. It's landing right over here.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't expect no, so there you go. I don't expect surprises all the time. I mean, some things need to be standard, but there needs to be those surprises, like Mike said. There needs to be stuff that we're not expecting, that we can't predict, that gets us on the edge of our seat. And there were teases of surprises in this pay-per-view, but
Not
they
really
kind of,
delivered.
yeah. So we'll get to all that, but yeah.
So unlike the regular show format where we're kind of free flow, we're just going to go through the pay-per-view beginning to end. One thing I wanted to mention, though, because Alan shared this with me last night, AJ Styles' agent answered TNA last night.
Oh, okay.
He answered their lawyers, and there was a long statement. Can you pass me the note?
Oh my, are you serious?
I believe I have the written statement, and I'm stupid because I completely forgot until this very moment when we were talking about the Rumble.
I thought we were gonna
But
spoil any stuff.
that AJ's in it, everybody knew. It was announced on Twitter last night. His agent basically said, I'm not going to go crazy looking for it and make us delayed. His agent basically said that he never agreed to there was never a finalized contract. There was never an agreement. There was nothing signed. And basically any insinuation that AJ's agent did it without his knowledge is completely faulty. So basically it took TNA's credibility to zero.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference between signing contracts and contract negotiations.
Yeah, that's what he said. They were
Yeah.
basically in negotiations. Nothing was promised from either himself or TNA.
Yeah. So TNA is it's just sour grapes. They're bitter because they lost a really big star. That's all.
Yeah, they did. I didn't like his music for the Rumble, but we'll get to the Rumble.
Yeah, I didn't either. So
a lot of people didn't, apparently. Everybody in the comments when we were doing the live stuff was like, that was horrible music.
I was trying to hear it.
It was bad.
Oh.
It was, in his last run in TNA, he changed his music to like this Johnny Cash kind of thing. It was like really slow and dark and stuff.
I remember that. I remember because he was a heel.
Yeah, and even after he turned face again, he kept it. And this wasn't that, but it was kind of in that same lane. It was still kind of slow and broody, and it wasn't that, get ready to fly, which is what I wanted to hear. This classic upbeat music, but whatever.
All right, so let's talk about the pre-show, which was Michael actually has everything. He does things through the paper because we would do, and he does the thing where we do the voting, even though I've given my results. So what was the pre-match,
All right,
Michael?
so we had the pre-show where it was the team of...
qualifying for the Rumble.
Yeah, qualifying for the Rumble. We had Mark Henry and Jack Swagger versus the Dudley Boys versus Ascension and versus... I'm trying to remember who the fourth one was. Oh, I think it was Titus O'Neil and...
No, Darren Young. Darren Young and Damian Sandow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, but if Titus O'Neil... All right, well...
Yeah.
So the ending result was that Mark Henry and Jack Swagger both won and qualified for the Royal Rumble. So
wait a minute, then how did Titus O'Neil get in?
Titus, because he was already in. He wasn't in the match. Darren Young was in the match.
Who was that?
Darren Young.
Well, Darren, I don't remember the fourth one because we didn't really.
That's an honest mistake. They were the primetime players, so it was one of them. It was Darren Young.
No. It was Sandow. I think that was with...
right, Darren Young.
Yeah. There we go. I keep thinking of...
We legit didn't watch the pre-show.
I did.
Yeah, but from what I saw from the recap, though, it did look very interesting. And the way the end result was that he's like saying, should I pin him? Nah, I should go to the other one.
That was a Botchamania moment.
It really was. It really was.
But, yeah, I just thought it was a pretty good match, so I need to jump in.
Well, Brant was talking, so...
Oh, so go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, at the end, Bubba was like halfway out of the ring. Jack Swagger had him in that ankle lock, and Mark Henry did the big splash on him. And then he was trying to pull him in to pin him, but there was a guy right behind him already laid out, so he was like, oh, okay. So he turns around and pins the Ascension guy. I will say the Ascension, I like their new outfits. They were like all like red.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, good call on you, Chris. You actually predicted Henry and Swagger to win. I predicted the Dudleys.
It made sense, but I can't. I gotta wait till the Rumble. Yeah, it made sense that they won for right now.
Yeah.
Beginning of it.
Once I thought about it, as I was watching the match, I was like, I'm stupid. This is for the world title. The Dudleys aren't going to be in this thing.
No.
I was like an idiot. Well, whatever.
All right.
Okay, so now
And I thought I didn't watch the match, so I won't give my thoughts on it. I'm just saying that I knew that those two were going to win because Mark Henry had the belt before. Jack Swagger vied for the belt before.
He's a former champ.
Oh, he is a former.
Swagger is.
He did have the belt.
Yeah, very short time, but yes.
Okay, so there you go. Out of all of them, those were the only two that made sense to make it to go up.
Okay, so now we have the four. Well, actually,
I guess
five.
Mike's going to be our official announcer for the matches this
That's
time
fine.
around.
All right, so we have 5 matches of
One at a
the
time.
titles, retained or not, is
Go.
what this whole thing's going to be about. So let's go to the first match where the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose goes one-on-one with Kevin Owens in a last man standing match. I have to say, this match was an impressive, amazing.
I told you, Brant. I told you this
Yeah.
was going to be the kickoff, and I
They-
told you it was going to make the whole night electric, and
Yeah.
it did.
I thought it was going to be a kickoff, too, and match of the night.
And the whole crowd was going nuts. The barricades were broken, kendo sticks, and just simply blew me away.
And there were beverages under the ring.
Yeah, no.
I want to
that
know
out.
if anybody who gets knocked out of the ring just reaches underneath,
Chris,
takes one, and walks
Isn't
away.
that what I pointed out to you?
Yeah, I know. I
Oh,
thought that
I'm
was
just
cool.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say I would have loved if somebody just picked up a drink from under there and just started drinking.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Back to action. But it was a really impressive match, and even the 2 tables we used.
4 tables.
No, 2 tables for Dean
In the
Ambrose.
stack thing is what he's talking
The
about.
stack
The
ones,
stack ones, which gave the 10 count to Kevin Owens, which therefore Dean Ambrose still retains the Intercontinental Championship. Just best match, just from what I saw as
Spectacular.
of that.
I'll tell you one. Oh, you first?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was this. The Royal Rumble this year, it was all Dean Ambrose, and you guys will understand why when we get to the Rumble as well. But, man, you go first now, and I'll go what I thought of the match.
Just like last time, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, they tore it up. Best match of the night. Dean Ambrose, man,
He's a
he's a
shining
beast.
star.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
up.
That cannonball through the barrier, though, oh my goodness, that was, and then the table thing, it was like watching poetry. These two guys, it was seriously a fantastic match.
It was electrifying. It was awesome. I mean, I didn't want to take my eyes away from the screen, and usually for wrestling, for 5 minutes or 4 minutes, I'll look away. I'll go do something else. But in this match in the Rumble, I kept my eyes on the screen the whole time. And man, this was a perfect way to start the night. And I mean, this one I got right. I said that Dean Ambrose was somehow going to retain, and it was just great. This was my number one favorite match outside of the Rumble itself.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to the second match where the tag team champions are on the
You
line.
might as well just call them the never ever going to lose their belt tag team champions.
and the resurrecting Francesca also, but we'll get to that.
Oh my God!
The tag team champions.
A man has
New Day.
needs. That will haunt my dreams for the next week when Woods came out and said, "A man has needs."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not to mention the golden unicorn.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the tag team champions, New Day versus the
So
Thank you. Wow, you didn't join in. I'm very upset.
I was doing
But
that
yeah.
the whole match, trying to get them pumped up. You go first. I want to go second for a reason. Then I need you to agree or disagree with me.
Go. Because I'm saying it. So yeah, so New Day and Usos match. It was a pretty average match. I will say they gave it their all, even though the trombone was still playing.
I feel differently, but keep
Francesca
going.
too and all
I feel differently. Keep going.
But in the end, I should have seen this coming, but New Day still retains the tag team champions, and the only reason how they did was because of the tag that was made that one of the Usos didn't see, where Big E came in and just did that without the Uso knowing, and then 1, 2, 3, bam. So go
Now,
ahead.
as much as I hate that New Day won, they deserved it. And the reason why is I think the Usos were fighting or wrestling very sloppy in this match. I mentioned it to Michael during the match that I hate. Everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of New Day at all, but the Usos were very sloppy throughout the whole match. They literally were doing telltale mistakes in the match. They were literally paying attention more to Xavier Woods than to the other tag team, the other two that were actually part of the tag match. So honestly, New Day winning didn't surprise me, and honestly, the way they were wrestling the Usos tonight, they were too sloppy to win anyway. There was no way they were going to win the way they were wrestling. That's what I wanted to ask you, Brant. Did you see what I saw? They seemed sloppy in certain cases, and they fell for too many tricks too easily, I think.
Yeah, they seemed like they were frustrated at their wits' end, and when you get to that point, it's like desperation. You start messing up. That's kind of what it felt like. It was like their last shot, and they're just desperate to get it, but they just can't pull it together. That's kind of what it felt like, and maybe that was what they were supposed to be doing. So, whatever the reason being, I do agree with you. I like New Day. I wanted the Usos to win. I predicted the Usos to win, so I got that one wrong.
This is one of the two that I predicted I knew I was
Yeah.
going to be wrong
Yeah.
with because they never lose those damn belts.
Yeah, but I did love the ending. I loved how the blind tag and then him jumping in and catching him in midair and doing the beginning. I thought that was really good. So
That was the sloppiest part because the Uso brother, whichever one it was, should have seen or felt the tag because Big E has a big hand. And that body, even the Uso moved when he got tagged. I would have thrown him out of the ring and I would have countered Big. I would have thrown him out. When he went to the top, when he was doing his move, I thought he saw Big E and was going to flip it up and have Coffee get in the way. No. So Big E grabbed him instead of him attacking Big E, and, well, that was it.
New Day, still your two-time world tag champion.
Don't ever do that.
It rocks.
But the crowd was on New Day's side. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
They were very into the New Day tonight.
This was an interesting crowd, and I think it's because it was in Orlando. Orlando is where NXT is based. Orlando is also where TNA used to be based. I don't know if they still are or not, but it was
all over the place.
Yeah, it's just that kind of crowd. They're more into, I don't know, something different than your standard stuff. And the Usos got that connection to Roman Reigns. They got that, I don't know. That's kind of my opinion. I think that's why the crowd was, because they were like against Roman Reigns too. They were, there was somebody else that they were against.
They were against Kevin Owens. One of the people was very vocal. Remember at the very beginning of Kevin Owens' match, and they were like, "Get back in Canada" or something. I'm like, "What the heck? Why is the cameraman picking this up?"
So when he was setting up the table, he was like, "I feel like you're wasting your time." The same guy, yeah.
That guy was annoying, but
yeah, he was.
They cheered for Kalisto. They cheered for Becky. The Rumble I can't talk about yet because we have to talk about people that came out, but they didn't cheer for Roman Reigns. They cheered when he got thrown out, actually.
Yeah.
Which I just spoiled.
Very
good job.
Good job. Very good. Okay, so next
well, you know what? We watched it live, so really, to be honest, this is B anyway, so technically we talked about the Rumble.
That's what I could have told you in the beginning.
That's true. And I did say full spoilers at the beginning.
True. So okay, so
it's all good.
Any more on this match? Because I feel like
good. We can move on.
Okay.
Because I didn't know if you had said your piece on the whole thing. Okay.
All right, so now the next match we're going to is for the United States Champion, where Alberto Del Rio goes one-on-one with Kalisto.
I love that. I had fun with that. Tonight. I don't know why. I must have been high on coke, but I really was enjoying Lucha.
Kalisto and Alberto Del Rio match. It was great. I mean, I do have to admit, though, there were some botches here and there I did see.
Yeah. Did you hear it? Did you hear?
Like where Alberto told Kalisto, throw me the ropes.
No, I missed it.
He said it, and then when he was on the floor, and Kalisto went lucha, lucha, and he went to the top rope. If you look, the cameraman screwed up the first couple of seconds, and you see him on the floor with his face like this, and he goes, lucha, lucha, to lucha. And then he turns to the crowd and goes, lucha, lucha, and he goes up to the ropes. I was like, wow, that's a double. The person who does Botchamania, watch that match. There's 2 botches right there. I'm positive there are more, but we caught those with our ears, and we're not keen of hearing.
Yeah.
I have good hearing as that. But anyway, the match was actually another good match. And the winner of that match and new United States champion is Kalisto. 2-time United States champion.
Got that one.
I gotta admit, that match, I really had high hopes for Kalisto because, he really gave it his all, and he survived every Alberto Del Rio attacks and finishers.
Now, I love Rey Mysterio 2.0.
And you know what I don't like? I don't like where some of the wrestlers try to take off their mask. I mean, the reason why they wear their masks
like Rey Mysterio.
Like Rey Mysterio, is because they respect their heritage of, wrestling where they wear the masks for honor.
Right.
That's disrespectful and disgusting if you're trying to take off a mask off of someone.
Mm-hmm.
I just find that, disrespectful. But I'm done with my rant of that, so one of you two just go.
What did you think of the match, Brant?
It was a good match. It was definitely Rey Mysterio 2.0. He is Rey Mysterio.
He is.
There's no question about it. He was, it was like watching Rey Mysterio 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I like him. He's good, and he does do a few different moves that Rey didn't do. So
he's more entertaining, in my opinion, because Rey kind of had too many surgeries towards the end. So there was a limit to what he could and couldn't do.
He's like Rey was in WCW.
There you go. Exactly.
So, it was a good match. There was some botches. There was that one move where he jumped over him and kicked him in the back and kind of fell. And he fell into a pin. Yeah, that was a botch.
Yep.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a good match. And I'm glad he won. I predicted that one. So,
so did I. So.
One of the 2 things I got right.
I got that right. I'm happy. I thought the match was nice. It was fun. It was kind of telltale that Del Rio was going to lose because he was going to be in the Rumble, so I kind of figured he was going to lose because he's held the world heavyweight before. Even though New Day was gonna be in the Rumble, they were slated to be in the Rumble. I had a feeling that even though it was tag, they won. None of them were gonna make it past that much.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It was more filler, like the whole nation.
League of
Nations.
Yeah, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, where was Wade Barrett again, man? He was gone.
No, when we got down to...
We'll get to it.
Doing it again.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. I thought this was an okay match. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I'm bleeding. Oh, thank you.
Okay. Well, you didn't have to mention. Okay.
I'm bleeding.
Right, so are you two good?
I'm done. That was a good match. That's all I can say. Right. It was entertaining.
Next match we get is for the Divas Championship. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. Okay.
Good night.
I wanted to say Becky Lynch, but I knew that Charlotte was going to pull that wheel-and-dealing, limousine-riding father trick of her sleeve, where he was going to come in, and one of the matches where Becky Lynch was having the advantage point, where he was going to come in, screw it up, and lo and behold, Charlotte gets the pinfall, and Charlotte retains the Divas Champion. Who didn't see that coming? This is getting annoying. Every pay-per-view, if it isn't her not winning, it's her father that keeps on doing it. Just stop.
Okay, now you can interject.
No, I just wanted to go next. That's all. I was waiting for him to finish.
What did you go?
Oh, Brett, go next. So go right ahead.
Okay. All right, first of all, I predicted Becky like an idiot, and you did
too. I like an idiot, and remember I told you watch that Ric Flair, after we recorded, I said watch Ric Flair screw it up.
There was a point in the match early on where Michael Cole mentioned how many days she's held the title, and at that moment I was like, crap, she's going to win. They're going to make her the longest reigning, like you said.
Because they mentioned Nikki.
Exactly.
They said Nikki had it for 300 days, and then Charlotte won it on the 301st.
Yeah.
To
And it's like,
ban Ric Flair from ringside, and she
no.
needs to go on her own.
Did you hear what Brant just said?
But I understand they're trying to do Nikki Bella.
They're gonna try to have her beat Nikki Bella's 300.
Just like how
they're gonna
Brie
have her
helped
beat
Nikki.
Nikki Bella by like a day or two. So basically, that's probably why Paige said, "I'm going on bloody vacation. I'm not gonna be around for 300."
Actually, Paige has a concussion. That's why she's not wrestling. I found that out.
Oh, she did get hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So they haven't cleared her medically to wrestle.
Yeah.
As far as the match itself, though, I thought it was a good match until the end, of course, with the whole Flair thing. But I thought it was a really good back and forth. A lot of technical wrestling moves between the two. I thought it was a really solid match, but it's always ruined by the ending. But after you go, Chris, we can talk about what happened after the match.
Yes. I thought the match was okay. Honestly, I didn't watch most of it because I was setting the computer up for the match that followed this. So, I mean, when I saw Rick coming out with Charlotte and Mike, was saying a few things to me, and then Michael Cole mentioned about when he actually at that moment when he mentioned the streak, I was like, I knew it. They're gonna for her to break the streak. I just went and got my computer. But I will say something. Eric said it on Twitter, and it's true. The original, what fans were saying before Charlotte made the turn was she got there because of her father. What's really stupid and bad writing on WWE's part is they're actually saying, well, since you guys think that already, we're going to make it look that way in wrestling too. So you can question if it's real or fake, if we're doing it or if it's because she's Ric Flair's daughter. But the truth is, it's because she's Ric Flair's daughter that she's going to break the record, probably retain the belt a little bit longer, and then lose it. And just because writers are making it look like, it's just because, no, that's the reason. It's the real and fake reason at this point. Eric, very smart, because that's exactly what they did. They tried to cover it up to make it look fake, and it isn't.
But however, it looks like that Charlotte is going to be having a new challenger.
Which is what Brant wanted to talk about after, which is...
Oh, that's fine. He can.
No, Brant. No. I want to give it to you.
Okay, and first, before I even say what happened, I love the double swerve here. So, music hits. Charlotte's like looking. Out comes Sasha Banks, the boss, and she comes up there. She's taking her rings off. I love that, and she just walks in, and then she looks at Charlotte and attacks Becky, and it's like, wait a minute, no, she's not gonna team up with Charlotte here, is she? And then Charlotte turns her back, and boom, Banks statement.
But first, no, it looked like they were teaming because they gave that.
They gave the high five, the Fresh Prince thing, and then she turned on her and did the Banks statement. Basically said, "I'm coming for your belt. Watch out."
That submission, she looks serious.
But she's gonna lose, like you said. If they're really going for the record,
I don't know though. Fans would outrage. Sasha Banks is a big fan favorite,
especially if Nikki can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be in very bad taste to do it now. A couple of years from now, have Charlotte retain and go for the record, fine. Don't do it. I mean, Nikki didn't leave like AJ left, or not. Was it? No.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, AJ, yeah. It's not the same. I would say wait. Let her lose the belt 1 or 2 times first, and then let her go for the record then. If Nikki doesn't wrestle. If Nikki can come back to wrestling... Hey, free reign,
I mean, I didn't like Sasha Banks, but after what she did tonight...
I love her.
Wow.
Oh, I love Sasha.
I love Sasha Banks after the Bayley match that she had. Remember that?
Yeah.
What an ending.
But that submission that she gave to Charlotte... and, like,
but I will,
1 but 2.
But I will say this. I guess Sasha's really, like, WWE now. Centric. She's not going back to NXT anytime soon. She looks like she's got her feet planted in WWE.
Yeah. And good for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yep.
All right, now
here we go.
One of all, the Royal Rumble match, the 29th anniversary Royal Rumble match. 30 men enter, only 1 will win. But for the first time ever, it will be a 1 versus all where the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns will go up against 29 other men.
And I would like to just mention and interject you here. If you'd like to see Mike and Mai's live reaction, that's what 18A is. We literally started live streaming as they were setting up the match. And right after the match, we gave a few words. We gave no opinions whatsoever. And it ended.
Yeah, and you could also go there too, because I explained what the Royal Rumble match is about, so I won't
Yes.
repeat it here. So
Roman came out, and his first opponent was Rusev.
one of the league.
That was cool. They mentioned that they were the last two in last year's Royal Rumble. So this year they're the first two. So that was kind of cool if you think about it
I
that
didn't
way.
even know that. I didn't even know that. I didn't watch last year's Royal Rumble. Remember?
Yeah, right. Roman Reigns threw Rusev out to win last year.
Well, I didn't know that.
And the biggest one that came in early at number 3
Yeah.
was phenomenal AJ Styles. I was like, oh my God, it's AJ Styles.
That was the only surprise entrance.
It was, and he grew out his hair, be a mustache and all that. I mean,
I hope he shaves at least. I liked him better when he was clean shaven.
I did too. I knew it was coming, but I didn't think it would come that soon.
A lot of people. I didn't expect it either. When I saw him at number 3, I'm like, oh, crap. They're going to throw him out in the beginning.
But no.
He stayed till the middle.
But he stayed until the middle, so that's what makes him, as that, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
All right, now I don't want to go through every single entrant.
Well, of course.
There was
we're
too
not
many.
going through that. All I want to say is that, should I say who the winner is?
No.
Okay.
Okay. The one thing, Brant, go ahead.
You go ahead and say your thing, and then I want to talk about AJ a little bit.
Okay. Me and you, actually, it was funny because a lot of the things we were saying was going to happen actually happened.
Yeah.
And there was 2 moments in this match that I didn't like per se, and I'll get into that more because it's after AJ Styles, so I'll let you talk about AJ Styles, and then I'm going to talk more about the match.
First of all, AJ Styles is like one of my favorites. I love the guy. I think he's awesome in the ring. So it was this cool moment, even though I expected it, seeing him come down and face Roman Reigns and the look on Roman Reigns' face, like, oh my God, it's AJ Styles. I thought that was brilliant. And even though AJ pretty much just got beat up most of the match, he did some.
Not really. No, he gave a good.
He did, but he took his lickings too, which I liked because it kept him in there. It kept him down on the map, trying to bide his time and everything. But he got some good shots in there, and he was taking on everybody. He was taking on these big guys. He was taking on Kane. I know, and it was something that I wasn't sure I was ever going to see. It was like Sting coming to WWE. It's just like, this is kind of cool. So I didn't care. I knew he wasn't going to win. I mean, nobody really thought he could win, right? It's his first match.
I knew he was. I thought he was going to be one of the last 4.
I hoped, but I like you said, when he came out at number 3, I thought first 10 guys, he's out. And then I was going to be upset. But he lasted for almost a half hour, so I was really happy with him being in there.
Now, the first part of the match I didn't like was, and this really changed. I don't know how you feel about it, Brant. I know, Mike, you didn't watch last year. It didn't feel like a traditional Royal Rumble this year. The whole first half of the show, I felt like we were focusing on Roman Reigns. Like, remember the League of Nations came out. They all beat up on him. They literally shifted focus. We didn't even get to see the Rumble. It literally shifted to the League of Nations.
That bothers me. Yeah.
It bothered me a lot, and you see it on the live show. I started saying, I don't give a crap. Go back to because we lost. Kofi Kingston was eliminated while the cameras were off.
I hated that because he was doing so good. I mean, it was funny out there drinking Cokes from the audience and stuff. I thought that was a good spot, yeah.
So what bothered me was they focused on him. They beat him up. They boom, 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 boom. Rusev through the table, rolled him back. Oh, no, they didn't roll him back, and I'm sorry. The doctors came out, and they're like, oh, I don't know. He looks bad. We're going to have to take him to the back. I'm like, I was so mad because they built the Rumble up so much to be like Roman Reigns versus all. Everybody versus Roman Reigns.
Where he was supposed to be in no matter what.
Mm-hmm. And conveniently, he leaves right as the Wyatts start to come out. Conveniently.
Yeah. Of course. And before Brock Lesnar's in there.
Exactly. So Roman basically got a half-hour free pass, and most of the contenders were thrown out. So it wasn't Roman Reigns versus all. It was Roman Reigns versus about half, maybe a little less than half. Because he was out for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
He just showed up as Sheamus showed up, which he was, I think, he was in the single digits. I think he was like the third. Was he the third?
What, that came out?
Third to last. It was him.
Third to last, yeah.
I thought you meant third entry.
No,
Yeah,
third
no.
to last. I'm counting
Yeah.
backwards.
All right, I didn't know what you meant, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he was like 27, 28, somewhere around there. Yeah.
And the other thing that bothered me, and then I'll work my way backwards, is I don't understand how Brock Lesnar could be counted as an eliminated person when the people that eliminated him were already eliminated.
Oh
I
my
guarantee you they're going to work that into like a conspiracy theory. Paul Heyman's going to come out there tomorrow night and be like, my client, Brock Lesnar, was not thrown out legally, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And I'm sorry, but anytime, did that ever happen in Royal Rumble history where a whole group, not just one person, I'm sure one person went back and did it, like
Yeah.
went back and beat up on somebody, but I'm talking about three, almost, one unstoppable, one almost unstoppable, and one that's 50-50, beats up on one guy and throws him out just so that Bray could win, or the hope that Bray would win. That pissed me off the most because I actually compared them to New Day. I said New Day cheats, but it's funny and it's not to an extreme where it's like it's blatantly obvious they're cheating. They do something a little underhanded or sneaky. We get mad, but it's like haha, and they win. This was blatant cheating. This was blatant. Three of them come in the ring, beat up on Brock Lesnar, and this was like WWE saying, this was the only way we could eliminate Brock Lesnar. And they eliminated him. What?
Another reason for it, I think, is also because now, given what happens at the end of the Rumble, now you have this thing with Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar can be shifted out of the title hunt to feud with Bray Wyatt now.
Or Braun Strowman.
Or the Wyatt family. Period.
That's what I'm hoping. That's one thing I said during the live stream, but now I'm going to go backwards again. But those are the two moments that pissed me off the most in the whole match.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say I'm very proud of Chris Jericho. Every Rumble he's in, that man is in the top 4 or 5 all the time. He was in the top 5 all the time.
He didn't do that much in this one, though.
Yeah, he did. He did. He was
just kind of there.
He was there, but he was like kind of, how do I put this? Because you're right, but at the same time, he wasn't laying on the ground there. He was fighting. He just wasn't eliminating or like a really big focal point. He was like everybody else, but he lasted through everybody else, which I like how they did that with Jericho. At least they gave him every Rumble. He's usually in the top 5, which is really cool. So that was really all I can say about that before we get to the last 4.
Yeah, so we got to the last 4, but...
Your thoughts before the last 4.
Oh, well, personally, the thing that pissed me off the most, which I'm sure that I made blatantly clear on the streaming, was when, first of all, when Kofi Kingston was trying to get eliminated the first time, and then Big E just held him on shoulders.
But that was funny!
Yeah,
and The Miz, like, seriously.
That was annoying.
Come on.
The Miz was annoying.
Outside, I'm like saying, dudes, get both your behinds in the ring and get fighting.
The Miz was annoying. Kofi was funny because he always does something like this. Like they were talking about it. He's done a handstand to get back in the ring. He's landed on the announce table and jumped back over. But he does weird stuff like that. But
seriously, I wanted to just go in there and saying, you two get in that ring right now. Go fight, or just go in there, or I'm going to throw you in there.
One thing I really loved was when Kevin Owens came in, and him and AJ Styles went at it, and it was just like on fire, and everybody wanted to see it. The arena just exploded. They want that match.
I think that's the next match.
I just didn't like when he got AJ.
I feel bad for Kevin Owens because after him and AJ, Sami Zayn from NXT came in. So one person from NXT did come up.
Who got vindication and tossed them out. So that was
Owens by instead of fighting.
And also, Dean Ambrose came in. So Kevin Owens had 2 other people that really wanted him dead in that match.
Kevin Owens got the crap beat out of him.
Yes, sir.
It was fun.
I do agree, though, about the Roman Reigns just being out for 45 minutes. It was just...
Yeah. Anything bother you, Brant, about the match?
Just the League of Nations thing and Roman Reigns disappearing, That's the main thing that bothered me. The Brock Lesnar thing didn't bother me that much because I kind of, when all the Wyatts were out there with Brock, I kind of expected something like that to happen because it's either he's going to win or there's going to have to be some way to get him out that's unconventional. But Roman Reigns disappearing, that was really the low point for me. Other than that, I actually enjoyed most of it.
Did you like R-Truth grabbing the ladder, climbing up to the top, and he's like, "Where's the belt?" They're making him so dumb
I
now.
know, but it was
It's not
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, I don't like how they're changing characters.
I thought
Like I said earlier.
Oh, I laughed. I mean, if you look at the live stream, I'm dying. I'm like, no, he doesn't think that the belts are over the ring. And he gets to the top, and I'm like, I thought they were gonna push him off the
That
thing.
would have been better. That would have been better.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
I was hoping they'd keep the ladder for a little while.
And then Kane's like, no, we're not going to have this. Just get out of here.
Yeah. I like that Dolph Ziggler was good. He wasn't just I thought he was just going to be tossed out like nothing. And I won't say who he went toe-to-toe with yet, but he was pretty good there towards the end. So
he was like number 6. He was when there was like 6 left in the ring, I think, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was. I thought so. So, Brant, we've kind of predicted it. We said when the Wyatts came in, they were going to clear house. They did. When Brock Lesnar came in, he was going to clear house. He did. So, basically, we were predicting so many different things. We didn't even think about all of that actually happening in the match.
yeah.
So, I feel bad for Big Show, though. I didn't like how he got thrown out either with Braun Strowman with the submission. That was kind of like...
That was weak only because Braun Strowman had Jericho in that submission like 3 times and couldn't get rid of him.
Exactly.
But Big Show
That's
is just like,
survived.
yeah, that was weak.
Oh,
Right.
boom.
So we're down to the final, let's say the final 5.
All right.
Okay? Sheamus and, of course, Roman Reigns returns.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't see all of the, remember they did have all of the New Day down for this match, and only one of them came out.
They had all the social outcasts too, but only one of them.
And only one came out again, yeah. So, Sheamus came in. I believe there was 2 spots left. One... No. Sheamus was number 2. I'm sorry, because the one right after him was the big surprise. He was 29, Sheamus. And then 30 hit.
No, he was 28.
Then who was 29?
Wait, who was 29 now? I can't even remember. No, I remember like we said that Sheamus was...
Was Ziggler 29? Did he come in that late?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
No, Ziggler was already in.
Let's see. We had
Del Rio?
no. He was already out.
No.
We had Sheamus, Ambrose, Ziggler, Reigns. Jericho was still in there.
No, it was Ziggler, I think. Because we were like saying, oh my god, it's Dolph Ziggler. I think it was Dolph Ziggler.
And then Miz was still outside, and he came in and tried to throw Ziggler out.
And then he got thrown out.
So I think it was Ziggler.
So it must have been Ziggler. Yeah.
Well,
But anyway, we got to number 1, and Brant, I don't know
Number
how...
30.
Huh? No, we're at number 1. Number 30, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm thinking there's
We're at
the
the
last
last
person. And, Brant, I think I should be a fortune teller because I hit the nail right on the head, and I told you if this person comes out, that's the person who's going to win. Triple H returned. Vince McMahon gave you that little seedling to grow into a tree when he said that Triple H to Roman Reigns, Triple H is going to come back, and he's going to get his revenge, and it's going to hurt, and it did at the Rumble.
This
came back.
Yeah, this was interesting though. That's who I was talking about with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler almost eliminated Triple H a couple of times, and I thought that was awesome. He super kicked him, and he almost threw him out. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for Dolph too well.
And the way that Roman was eliminated was actually supposed to happen to Seth Rollins, where they were going to feud of Triple H versus Rollins at WrestleMania. That was supposed to be Rollins. That was supposed to
instead of Dean Ambrose,
or instead of Reigns.
No.
Oh, instead of Reigns?
Roman Reigns. That was supposed to be Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Storyline.
That was a twist though. It was he threw Reigns out and Ambrose was still left. So it's Ambrose and Triple H. I did not see that coming. I thought it would be Reigns and Triple H.
I didn't either. I did too. I really thought that they were going, Reigns was taking one person, Triple H was taking another, and it came down to Sheamus, Ambrose, Triple H, Reigns. I thought that Sheamus was going to get thrown out by Ambrose, or maybe both of them together, and it was just going to be the two of them going toe to toe.
Right. But when he threw Reigns out, I was like, for a split second, I thought they couldn't do that. Could they swerve us all?
Yeah.
That would have been brilliant, and I think the whole arena would have just gone crazy. That would have been perfect.
I would have gone crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool because the face, the way he was looking, is like, this is my moment. I've got it. I'm right here. And all he had to do was beat Triple H. And Dean Ambrose stood toe-to-toe better than Roman Reigns did against Triple H in a way.
And he almost got Triple H out.
He did.
He came very close.
Unfortunately, Triple H got him out over the ropes. And Triple H is the new, I don't know how many times.
14.
13?
14.
14-time World Heavyweight.
One less than John Cena. 2 less than Ric Flair.
How much you want to bet that he'll get up to at least Ric Flair before he's ready to completely put in the towel?
Honestly, I think he'll get there before Cena does. That's sad. But whatever.
So, now, this was the part where, and I want to know if you agree with me, Brant, this is where the writers can either go very right or the writers can go very wrong. Triple H now has the belt.
Mm-hmm.
He's officially basically put himself out there that, look, I'm wrestling again.
Mm-hmm.
The right thing to do would be to have Triple H compete a few times and at Fastlane before WrestleMania. That's the good way. The bad thing would be to have him either A, give the belt to Sheamus because he doesn't wrestle anymore, or have him be a belt holder until the next main event or the next pay-per-view.
And then whoever wins that, it becomes...
I want Triple H. If he's wrestling, wrestle. Because you said he was injured in a way where he couldn't wrestle, but he held up pretty well tonight against a lot of different moves.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's
disabled.
No, I don't think he's I don't think he's like year round. I think he's more like Jericho. He could come in for a stint, take some time off, come for dude like that. Okay. It's tough here because obviously we have no number one contender right now.
Right, because it's gone now. It's been erased.
My thought is they didn't want to repeat the main event from last WrestleMania, which was Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Right, so that's why he was eliminated by the Wyatts, and that's going to be its own feud.
Yeah, and they lost all the big people. So it's like, who in the world do we have worthy enough to headline WrestleMania? Triple H.
Triple H.
So now they have to figure out who's going to fight him. So I'm guessing at Fastlane we have a number one contender match.
Has to be.
Has to be. Of some sort. And who's going to be in this match, though?
Roman. Ambrose. AJ.
I don't think AJ is going to get that kind of spot yet.
No, he's going to be feuding with Owens. It'll be whoever was the last four. Ambrose, Reigns, Sheamus, and
Triple H.
No, he won.
Yeah.
And Jericho.
It could be a four-way for the belt. You never know.
That's
Fatal four-way for the number one contendership. And actually, during the Rumble, everybody was thinking they were better than Triple H. When I saw Jericho going at Triple H, that felt nostalgic. That felt nostalgic, and it's like, okay, Y2J could stand toe-to-toe with Triple H at least. Out of all of those wrestlers in that ring, Y2J, I believe, could have stood toe-to-toe best with Triple H. Until, of course, Dean Ambrose proved me wrong.
Yeah. We think Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar grudge match at Fastlane? Is that where they were going with that?
I think that it's going to be one of the Wyatt families versus Brock Lesnar, and then at WrestleMania, it will be Bray versus Brock Lesnar.
That could be. Or Brock finds his way into the title match somehow.
That would be interesting, too, but I'd like to see him at least feud with them till Fastlane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think he will until Fastlane.
And I want to see Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. because you can't have him going after Dean Ambrose again. Now it's done. I mean, they've put it in the ground. So I think this is a perfect time for AJ Styles to be like, you know what? Kevin Owens wants to punk me. I want to punk him back. So let's have a match. And then he'll be like, the pay-per-view. So then we'll just see AJ Styles fighting everybody else except Kevin Owens till the pay-per-view.
It's fine with me. I wanted to see Samoa Joe in this. I didn't.
Me too. I was hoping.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he's number 30 if it's not Triple H. And no.
Yeah. But it was good to see Sami Zayn.
I loved it, but I knew Sami Zayn, and I said it. I'll wait till Brant has his ear thing in. It's okay. And I said it during the live stream also. I knew Sami Zayn wasn't going to win because he's vying for the NXT title.
Yeah.
So I was just hoping he'd stay in long enough to get his revenge on Kevin Owens, and oh boy, he sure did.
Mm-hmm.
So the end for that. I think in a whole, and I was happy Triple H won because in a way, this brings Triple H back to wrestling. I wanted Triple H to be a wrestler. I liked him wrestling. They kept saying the Authority. No, I don't even want him to be Authority. I want him to be Triple H, the game, period. I know, Brent, you're going to say we're not going to get that. Don't even crush my dream. I'm crushing it for you. But I would like to see him have one more freaking run. He's older now. He doesn't have many runs left. So out of the few runs left, if this is his last one, let him have his last one. His last one with a belt.
You know what they could do? I really hope they don't, just because.
God, don't.
They could bring back The Rock to face him at WrestleMania. Rock's gonna be there.
But then we know.
We know what? Who's gonna win?
Probably
Triple H, because The Rock isn't gonna stay.
Rock's been champion before. He beat Cena at WrestleMania.
Yes, but he didn't keep the belt.
He did for a bit. Not long, but a bit.
He did?
Well, for a bit, yeah. Yeah, he changed the belt. Remember, that doesn't spin.
Yeah. That's why we have the belt we have now, yeah.
I don't know.
No, Brock Lesnar made that belt.
No,
No,
The Rock made
did.
the belt.
With the W in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh.
He said, because we don't want something that spins, so I'm going to make a new one right here. And then John
I
with this
wasn't
boy
watching.
spinner belt, yeah.
He didn't like that spun.
I didn't like that. I'll be honest. I didn't like it spun. The U.S. it looked nice.
I liked it.
I liked the spinning one.
I liked it in the early days when John Cena was still cool.
Yeah, basic comics and all that.
I liked Edge's better a little bit because it was a red star at least. It spun.
Yeah. But
I want to know, Brant, the Edge and Christian show. I think I'm going to watch it after Fastlane. If we don't do an immediate, video about Fastlane, I think I'm going to watch it. It looks so good.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I like them. I like them both. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna totally reek of awesomeness.
Of course it is going to totally reek of awesomeness.
5 second pose. Okay.
I swear. I did say on the live stream, though, in case Mr. McMahon was watching, I said, I'm still waiting for that contract for you and me for the announcers, and Michael could be the guy in the backstage doing the interviews. Because he's like, hey, what about me? You could be backstage. Or we could have a third person sitting with us. You always need the stupid one in between the two smart ones.
I was doing
You could be king!
You could be the timekeeper. Guy that rings the bell. I'm messing with you, Mike.
Thank you, Brant. That was
Ding! Ding!
Ding to both of you. But anyway, so should we get to the rating of star rating or give it a?
No, we're just going to talk about our thoughts on the pay-per-view in a whole.
Alright, so you want me to go first?
No, I want Brant to go first.
You want me to go first?
Yes, sir.
So,
Overall, I actually enjoyed it. I mean, despite the Roman Reigns thing, I thought it was a solid pay-per-view. I enjoyed all the matches. And the Rumble match itself, again, aside from the Reigns thing, it was the most fun one that I've had in a while because you had all those moments like with AJ Styles, with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and all this stuff going on. It was, I don't know, there was a bit of excitement in it that I've been missing in the past few years.
I'm gonna agree with you, but change up a little bit. All right. Out of all the matches, obviously Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens #1, the Rumble #2, Divas and New Day. Those are like the bottom tier, and then followed by Kalisto. So Kalisto's kind of the center, and then those two, the women's and tag matches, I kind of put below. And that's not because of who won when it comes to the tag. It's because they were wrestling sloppy for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they were not in sync. Whatever it wasn't working tonight. This was a very good pay-per-view, and I'm happy about Triple H winning, like I said, if he actually comes back to wrestling, even if it's for 2 months, if he actually wrestles on Raw or attempts to be Triple H for a little while instead of the business suit wearing guy with a belt only, this was a good thing. Am I upset Triple H won? No. As a matter of fact, unfortunately, the live stream froze as Triple H won, so nobody saw my yes reaction in a way, because I knew Dean Ambrose wasn't going to win. He was the Intercontinental Champion. What was he going to do? Put his Intercontinental belt up? Which would have worked, because then AJ Styles and Kevin Owens could have fought for it. But regardless, he showed that he can be a top contender. But I enjoyed the Rumble. I didn't expect to like it. Out of the 6 matches, only 2 were bad. 4 out of 6 is really great, so this was a successful pay-per-view. The Rumble didn't feel traditional like the original Rumbles of years past, but it had those moments, like you said, Brant, where it was very good. The only thing I didn't like was when the League of Nations really focused a lot on this is like Roman Reigns was the focal point. It was all about Roman Reigns until he got knocked out and then came back. And then it went to a more traditional way. I love Jericho surviving like he always does, like back in the day when he wrestled night after night after night. It was a great pay-per-view. I liked it. I thought it was definitely above average this time, the Rumble.
I did kind of love, in a way, even though I'm a Roman Reigns fan, I did kind of love that he lost here because he went through everything, all this stuff, all the obstacles, and then he goes through, even though he was missing for half the Rumble, he goes through all this and gets to the very end and then just gets tossed out.
Yep.
I kind of like that.
I just wish Vince and Stephanie was fine, but I wish Vince wasn't there at the end either, where it's like he won, where Vince actually won, and I don't like Triple H and Vince being together. They're better apart. They've always been apart. I hate that they're...
I don't know that they've ever been apart, but okay.
Oh, yes, they have. DX?
DX, yeah, but I don't know. There was the McMahon Helmsley era.
That's true.
So.
I would live with that more than the Authority, because they don't really have authority anymore. It's just they're the heads. Yeah, exactly. I would rather. Anyway, what are your thoughts? It was, in my opinion, it was good.
My thoughts of the pay-per-view, all like the matches were great. I mean, minus the Divas Champion, which was my least favorite, and then the one above it, sort of New Day, sort of. But I did not really expect Triple H to be at the Royal Rumble because I thought, he wasn't able to wrestle that much because of the knee surgeries and all that other stuff. That was what I thought. I give him credit.
He used those knees a lot.
All right, but I have to say I do give him credit for being in the Rumble, and I give him much more credit for winning to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But I have to say, for a new year, for the first pay-per-view of 2016, it was pretty successful. And for Fastlane, which will be on Sunday, February 21st, I'll be looking forward to seeing what that's going to happen, and we'll find out what happens on Monday Night Raw, where chaos will ensue.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And I predict that the show opens up with the Authority coming out, Triple H in a full suit carrying the belt.
And that's right. So we'll find out.
Well, he always wore a suit when he wasn't. Well, no, he had that moment.
With Evolution, he wore a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evolution, he was a suit. After that, he went back to the leather jacket and the shirt. Well, now he's like the boss, so he has to wear the suit all the time.
Well, we'll see what will happen next, and only time will tell.
This pay-per-view is definitely a lot better than last month's. I will say that.
It was a lot better.
Definitely.
So,
all right.
He's looking forward to fast lanes and everything in between.
Yep.
Do either of you guys have anything else you want to mention about the pay-per-view?
It's pretty much good.
That's it.
Okie dokie then.
Yep.
So this was part B, or the second part to 1 to 3 Podcast, episode 18. That was the Royal Rumble 2016, first pay-per-view of 2016, and it was a really great success. Hopefully this is a good foreshadow of things to come, even though it's not a new season of WWE until...
After WrestleMania.
After WrestleMania.
Yeah, because the road to WrestleMania has officially begun.
Yeah. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't check out the live stream, maybe next time we'll grab Brant if he watches the pay-per-view when it's on.
Maybe not. We'll see. All right. See you guys next time when we talk Raw.
Links in the description. Okay, links in the description. Let us know in the comments what you guys thought of the Rumble. Yep. Zone4podcast.com, comicfrontline.com, whole bunch of other stuff. LastEmberPress.com, my channel, which is where you're watching this now. Take care, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
And Mike's going to bed now.
I think I am too. Bye, guys.
This has been a Gonzo Goose production.